Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to take a look at MIUI 10 on the Redmi Note 6 Pro. Diving right on in, the first thing I want to call your guys' attention to is the top right corner of the phone here. You can see the battery, numerical battery percentage is actually inside the battery icon now. So if you've seen any videos on the Redmi Note 6 Pro, it's probably running MIUI 9 because that's what the phone shipped with, but with MIUI 10 we finally get the numerical battery percentage inside the battery. The reason that's such a big deal is this phone does have a pretty big notch. I've got it disabled right now, but just gives us a little bit more space there on the top bar. Speaking of the notch, unfortunately we still can't disable that clock there top left, meaning as far as notifications go, you're not going to see any notifications in your status bar. It's going to be like an iPhone, you're just not going to see notifications in the status bar. They're still there if you slide down from the top. They're still on the lock screen, just not on the home screen there. Now, the next thing I want to do is dive straight into the settings. And the reason is, this is running MIUI 10, like I said, it's the official global ROM. And I don't know if the OTA updates are coming out yet, but I did see something on XDA, which is how I got this update. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. When you go to System Update, here in the top right, that little three-dot menu, you tap that, you see this option, Choose Update Package. So what I actually did was I went to xdadevelopers.com, just Google XDA if you've never been there, and downloaded the official MIUI 10 global ROM onto this phone's internal storage. And then I went into System Update, just hit Choose Package, it recognized it right away, and I selected that update and then installed just like an OTA update would. I think it's a really awesome feature, more people need to implement. If you don't want to wait on an OTA update, download it yourself and install it. It's pretty cool. So if you're still waiting on that OTA update, again, XDA developers, you can install it yourself. And it is the official global ROM. Back to MIUI 10 though. New features. Now, if you guys have seen any of my past videos, you know that I love this recent apps menu. Oh man, the MIUI 10 recent apps menu I think is the best on any smartphone. I hate it on the new on Android Pie, on the Pixel phones. You don't see a lot of content in the recent apps menu. This is a completely different approach here. You see the maximum amount of content that, is, I guess, feasible. You can clear an app by sliding it left or right. If you push and hold, you get an option to split screen it there in the middle. Lock it so that if you hit clear all, it's not going to clear that app. Or that one there on the bottom, you jump straight into the app settings. You also get a nice little clear all button there on the bottom middle. So that's really cool. Next, here on the volume, you push the volume button, you get this Android Pie-esque slider. You push that little three-dot menu. Just basically gives you all your sound settings right there. Silent, do not disturb, notifications, alarms, music. Awesome. And then here, that little circular button, you can also silence your phone that way. Alright, next, sliding down from the top. This isn't skimmed right now. I don't have a theme going. Xiaomi's got a pretty robust theme store, but I'm not currently using one because I love the look of MIUI 10. It's got kind of an iOS-esque look. I know it's probably not for everybody, but I dig it. One thing I really like also is you have the brightness slider right there, and this is kind of a feature of the skin that I guess, grown to think is standard, but it's not. One of those things that you just have so often and you don't appreciate it till it's gone. Using the OnePlus 6T and the Pixel 3 recently, I've realized that it's not normal. You usually have to slide down twice to get to the brightness slider, which is what I adjust most often because I don't use automatic brightness, just don't like it. Alright, so let's dive back into the settings here. Another new thing you get is you obviously get the MIUI 10 gestures. So if we search gestures here, I apologize, I'm trying to do this from behind the camera. So you get the option for full screen gestures. I'm just not a huge fan of it because with the buttons, a couple things that again I don't see a lot of people talking about, I think it's overlooked. I love having my back button there. On OnePlus skin you get the back button there bottom right, but you lose this recent apps button, and one thing that I love is just double tapping that and jumping quickly into the most recent app that I was in. Again, could just be me, but that's one thing that I really enjoy having. So I still rock the Samsung, I guess, order on the buttons there on the bottom of the nav bar. So with MIUI 10, you get the UI differences I just talked about. You get the battery indicator there finally. You get the nice volume controls, you get the recent apps, you get the new looking skin and theme overall. I really like it. Now, what about performance? MIUI 10, in my opinion, is the best performing skin, period. Now, for those of you who are like, well, what about stock Android, like the Pixels? What about OxygenOS with OnePlus? Those are fair, but we've never seen those run on budget hardware. This is running a Snapdragon 636, let's keep that in mind. The new Pixels are running the 845, same with the OnePlus 6 and 6T. We haven't seen those skins run on hardware that is, this, I guess, low spec or budget hardware, if you will, because it's not bad hardware by any means. So, that's why I have to give it to MIUI, if that makes sense. Now, a Pixel 3 Lite is rumored, so maybe we'll get a better comparison there, more fair comparison against stock. But it feels like butter. It just runs nice and smooth, launches apps relatively quickly, does memory management pretty well. If we have my recent apps there, you can see I'm running the 4 gig model here. Oops. Running the 4 gig model here, top right. Using 3 gigs of 4. I'm sorry, 2 gigs of 4. I got a lot of my recent apps there. So, yeah, for that reason, since we haven't seen those I guess skins run on budget hardware, that's why I have to give it to Xiaomi. If you guys saw my Mi Max 3 video, any of those videos, you'll know that I also had the Note 9 when I had the Mi Max 3, and I preferred the Max 3, not just for the size, but it actually was running more smooth. It felt more responsive than the Note 9, which was odd, because it's a $300 phone versus a $1,000 phone, and a Snapdragon 636 like we've got in here versus a 845, so the Note should have smoked it, but it didn't. Just feels super smooth. Performance is great. A little bit of an increase over MIUI 9 in my opinion, but I've kind of been spoiled. Most of the Xiaomi phones I've had have had MIUI 10, so yeah, runs super smooth. You get some cool new features. I think the recent apps is the biggest one personally, but if you've got a phone with a notch, again, their top right, having the battery percentage is pretty awesome. So that's been MIUI 10 on the Redmi Note 6 Pro. If there's anything I missed, if there's something you have a question about, be sure you let me know in the comments down below. I'll take a look and try to respond to you, because I've been using MIUI 10 for a while, especially on this phone. It's been my daily driver for about a month. So, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.